take it upstairs first. You got that phone?
It's all loose.
So you're loose already?
Jackpot.
Yes, you made it out.
Take it up. Take it up. How much heat do you think this intake picks up off of the condenser and radiator, like in traffic?
There?
Yeah.
Not much. Heat goes up.
Yeah.
So the thing's at an angle and this thing's slanted forward and down. So radiating heat might be all it could get. Not much. If you put like a pusher fan, it would get nothing.
Right.
And it would help the other two.
True.
I would put the pusher fan like with the AC.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, one would definitely work. You could put two.
The lawnmower man
Gotcha.
blasted the car as I parked it on the grass.
Yeah, thank you. That one's here. This one. Alright, with no further ado. It's full of water.
Yeah.
The way they designed it.
Yeah.
The clip is up. They could have easily just put the
Right.
female on top, of course.
No, that would be
Well,
too easy.
That would be engineering. Look at that. You think that's what they have water in there? Why do you think the torque control solenoid or sensor fails and it gives you that little yellow steering wheel? Just unnecessary design. Hey girls. You girls ready to go? Got your makeup on? How willing? Whew. That's got to. Ah! Oh my god.
Wrestle the bitch out.
I should cut the fuck out of
She's not coming willingly.
I'm telling you. What is it? A hose? Really?
That's
a
it.
hose? A plastic hose? Wow. Look at that.
How do those hoses look?
These?
Yeah.
Not bad. Are they original?
I don't know.
They look like they are. Oh. Like ideally the fan thing would be a cinch if we could just flash the computer. and set the temperature to 180.
Yeah.
You don't have to rewire nothing. But that's the other thing. You're gonna charge somebody pretty much an hour or two of fucking, you know, wiring up some shit, plus a relay, plus, you know, clip clamp, you know, maybe it'll be 3 hours to do something like that. Yeah. You know, between getting power, bringing it here, mounting the relay, wiring up the relay to power, then clipping this off and, you know, rewiring or reusing the existing clips from there to here. I mean, fuck. That could be done through the computer. That's like, dude, just a touch of a button saves like hours of like wiring and looming and a bunch of, in this case, unnecessary.
The intake on, that's cool, because I wanted to spray that seafoam shit down there anyway.
You have to, because there's no way to get to that back hose that comes off the rear plate.
Right.
No way to get to that. The only way is to lift it. Yeah, there's not too many ways to do it. One more there.
There's a new radiator and hoses ready to go in.
That I need. Oh, there it is. Way down inside the depths of hell. Luckily for us, we're not even going to attempt anything like that. You want? Yeah, that one's free. Get some toilet paper so we can pull all this stuff in.
Get some what?
Some toilet paper. There's some roll of toilet paper everywhere.
Seafoam spray. Top engine cleaner and lube. Tune up in a bottle.
Sure, yeah.
The liquid
mechanic. My favorite.
Let's see if we can free up some carbonized
Just
APV
like
valves.
There's something better, just like in regular life. There's some.
Oh, you.
Oh yeah, get some of that, girl. Oh, whoa, whoa!
See, I told you I was gonna.
Premature. Premature. Oh Christ! Get. Oh wait, find her fucking hole. Oh. Somewhere in there. Oh, whoa. Wild hose. Oh my God!
Which one of those two leads to the APVs? Is it the black one or the one you're in now?
The black ones.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know, this is just not right.
Product defect.
We really need to work on the little hose.
Decarboxylating Mazda RX8. Now, if this shit gets like broken off, freed up, it wouldn't hurt the seals, would it, in the engine?
No, not as long as it comes out of the engine. Oh yeah, take a shower. Use some seafoam bath. Okay. This is the one that goes to here. Not this. Alright, so condenser. Real quick. Oh yeah, that's what I wanted. Oh, you got it, man. I don't have much to complain about yet. I'll let you know. It's kosher.
Did we check the fans yet?
I'm going there right now. Hold it down. See if we can get somewhere. 82 Celsius and Fahrenheit. 180. Yeah, this is lower than factory. That's good. Let me take the engine out real fast.
How do we know there's not a problem with the water pump?
It's not leaking.
It's not leaking?
It's not leaking.
So if it was leaking out the weep hole or something?
Yeah. That's the only way the water pump goes bad.
Just for reference, I mean, replacing this radiator, there's still room here to put an intercooler if you wanted to do a front mount.
Yeah.
I mean, how much heat would you think you're going to saturate these radiator and the condenser if you put an intercooler in front of it? You know, I mean, obviously it's going to be hot air hitting it,
On a hot day, 10 to 20%.
Really?
More, which could be degrees. On a regular cool day, as long as the compressor of the turbocharger is not being overworked, it shouldn't influence it at all.
So this,
like obviously, if you have an adequate cooling system like what this has now, the heat soak factor should be eliminated. Mm-hmm. So even if it started to create heat, you should be able to shed it. And
that's what I'm wondering.
Because so like if you put an intercooler behind the factory unit, it could be marginal. But if you have an upgraded radiator and or fan system, it should definitely be able to tolerate an intercooler up here with no fans. As long as the intercooler you're putting up here has good flow, not just through the intercooler, but literally through the intercooler, the heat radiation side, like where the air goes through it and picks up the heat.
Right.
If it's not that restrictive, it shouldn't have any. You can get away with it. You notice there's a cavity right here between the front bumper and the frame support for the radiator. Well, that's ample space for an intercooler, still retaining the crash safety. Because a lot of times everybody just cuts this off or throws this away.
Well, that's what we did over here.
If you bump into something, you're going to tweak the whole frame instantly because it has no protection. The frame is not boxed in. So if you went that route, you could just open holes straight backwards and have the outlets and inlets right there, like shooting straight back. So it'll be right above the radiator. I mean, I had looked at it already. Yeah. So that you don't have to go around or the classical traditional ways of going around the fog light wells or whatever. It adds a lot of pipe footage. Not that anybody cares when you're making 500 or 600 or plus, but like putting that core straight down, whatever space you can get, it would probably be like 15 by 24 overall, and like 2.5, maybe 3-inch tanks. Probably 2.5 would be perfect. And then, you know, like a 2-3-inch pipe, or 2.5 and 3, or 2-2.5, whatever they want. That would fill that up and be perfect. And it would be so big that you're not just using this little space. It'll be the whole space. Even though that's not getting air, it's trapping air and cooling it. So
yeah,
you could also drill holes through the bumper reinforcement and insert a piece of tube and rosette that in, like weld it in. So you can maintain actually pickup strength, and now you added cooling, like flow-wise. You can take much more advantage in an intercooler that has 5 or 6 more inches, especially since you have ducting for it.
Right.
But this amount of ducting, let me see. No, this amount of this ducting right here, this grill that looks so big, it's going to a bumper support.
Right.
This is all the air space, literally, and while that creates good pressure, you choke off the flow. There's no amount of flow in this little inlet to you know, cool down this whole surface area. So,
but you're getting flow through here too, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's just this and that. But I'm just saying, this whole grill is misconceiving because.
So you're saying drill holes through the bumper support if you're gonna keep it?
Yeah, and put tubes through it and re-weld it so it doesn't stay weak. Because you're gonna weaken it by drilling the holes.
Well, what about this one? Is there any way we could put some kind of support on this, or we don't care?
I think we can, but it would have to be thinner and a box aluminum frame. But something like existing that, you know, you just want to throw something on there. Who cares? We're not going to go set a world record. We just want to go burn rubber around the block.
This is an all-day job, man.
Oh, I knew it would be, not knowing that it was an 11-piece hose set.
Right.
It's going to run much better than this way.
Right.
But this portion of that is really ridiculous. Yeah, I think it's longer there and shorter here. It doesn't look like much of a difference, but there is.
Yeah.
There's a big difference. Oh, okay. Alright, now we're talking. Can you put the clamps on that? If I can put the clamp on that and clamp on that, the only thing we have left, other than the electrical, which I don't think we'll be able to do today, is drill that thing out and switch the thermostat.
Cooling the oil is more important than the water, you're saying?
Yeah.
Those things are just fucking beat to shit. Let's see how air can even flow through that. Anyway, seriously, look at that.
Yeah, you know what that is? Pressure cleaning.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, there's no way debris or air could do that. That's pressure cleaning. Somebody had like 4,500 PSI. 10 by 10, 12 by 12.
Yeah.
Dash 10. That's it.
And it'll.
And you're gonna change the hoses anyway.
Put the steel braided hoses and shit.
Do it all at once. Cause see, like you were talking about the kit, and the kit is like these hoses from here to a coupler that, you know, was difficult to weld or whatever. And forget all that. Just go all the way to the cooler. Just put fittings right there at the cooler, fittings at the block, lines everywhere around town.
Right.
If you got a single cooler, this is like a little bit less money.
Uh-huh.
You got a dual cooler, just get ready, because if it's $500 or $600 for this dual oil cooler kit, not including oil coolers, just the fittings and the lines, at the dealer it's like $1,000 to $1,200.
Of course.
To replace lines that will guaranteedly fail again, because where it is over here with an acid battery, you've got holes already developing. And on this other side, it has water. So eventually they will fail. It will cost the engine.
Might as well have, right?
Oh, fucking kidding. What was I trying to do here? Okay.
I'm of the mind, if you're gonna do it right, do it all, you know? Fuck around and leave an old thermostat in there that might not work.
Actually, you gotta take this thing and drill that out. More water will get through there before it opens. It'll take a little longer to get hot. It'll be flowing more through the system. This is the reasons why. Oh, call me now, child. Let's see if we can spill less than last time. So does this thing have a sensor?
I don't know.
Alright, that all checks out.
That thing costs more than the radiator. You prepared another wire connection there for the.
Yeah, I'm trying to strip the factory harness to remove those wires. That's what I was saying. I might need wires, I might not, I'm not sure.
Is that the thing to turn the fan on?
Yeah.
The relay or whatever?
Yeah, so if I cut both wires to the fan off, put them to here, whenever I trigger this, your fans will turn on, like the oil pressure switch that he's going to go get. Even I thought about it, even if we could reprogram the computer to turn on at whatever temperature. Once that temperature is met, as soon as you key the car on, it'll run the fans.
Sure.
Drain the battery.
Yeah.
Or, you know, drain voltage from where it should be going.
Yeah.
All that sucks. I didn't really like that. It's this mechanical method, sort of.
Yeah. It's simple. Straight up.
It's just... You put that thing so close and so tight there. Definitely enough. Okay. Another bad fan. Another one.
So you never checked it before you put it in, huh?
No. I mean, that sucks to have to replace it, but...
This is gonna be hard. Can you just pull it out of the socket there, or you gotta take the whole
Upside down.
fucking thing out?
I'll take the radiator down. Do we have a good one is the question.
I don't know.
We have another car to go take another one from.
You sure it's not a bad connection there?
I'm pretty sure. Hold it here. Oh, it is a bad connection.
Yeah, thank God.
Christ. Just leave it to the right. Lean it to the right. They felt sorry for us. This happens to me at pool all the time. They're like, oh, poor
I was
sap.
gonna sit here and
Poor
say,
sap.
told you so, motherfucker.
Just help them out majestically somehow. It doesn't have to make any...
So the other
logical-
fan probably was okay if that same connector was
Maybe
fucking
so.
up.
It's possible. Who
Ah,
knows?
well,
But
whatever.
yeah, who knows? Maybe not. Maybe the ground reaches over here. Add the power cable. I'm not sure. I'm just gonna put this right here. Pretty sure the hook works. That shit from there to there. This is the ground. Ground the fans to here. Power that way. This powers the fans. This blue. To ground the relay.
Didn't get one.
Oh,
that is pretty. Is this thing gonna close? Or are you gonna have to open a hole here?
it comes with a hole saw kit.
Well, if it didn't, we have some.
It's closed, but
Huh?
I'm sure it's closed, but it's enough. Just enough.
I ordered 3 more.
It doesn't come with the level sensor though. That I don't like.
Well, that's easy to do. That's a CLR modification. I got a little sensors there.
You do?
But, you gotta weld a little bong.
I was telling him that whatever your dash temperature tells you is a lie, as long as you don't have the add cooling. Because the first thing that happens on a Mazda when it starts to overheat is it spits the water out. So if you have water inside your engine, then the temperature is correct. If there is the water light is on and it says whatever it says, that could be 10 times that, because steam doesn't register.
Water. There's two things that should be fucking analog: water temperature and oil pressure. Fuck the rest. You know, if you're not monitoring that in real time and in real, like, I can believe this reading.
I'm gonna put it on one of your oil cooler screw heads.
Like you did on the silver car, to weld it on or something?
What's that?
Didn't you do
No,
that?
we'll drill and tap it.
Oh.
We'll drill and tap it. Take that screw, take it off, drill the head, tap it, and put the sensor right on there. Drill it, tap it. And just a little bit there.
This was the same thing you did on the turbo one, right? For the same reason?
Same thing, yeah. I don't actually when you do that to me. If I'm wrong, is the oil cooling on a rotary engine not more important than the water, since it always runs 20 to 30 degrees higher than the water? Yeah. The oil's cooking.
You gotta have them both.
Right, that's what I'm saying. You need them both, but you need to pay attention that ideally you want them both within 10 degrees, no? So 20 or 30 degrees apart, that shit.
There's nothing that gives you the oil temperature on it though, right?
There's more
Unless you put a gauge.
Yeah.
And the coolers on the oil are half the size of the radiator, or a third of the size of the radiator. So, you know, but yeah, you must have both. You can't have one without the other.
No, I understand that you won't have both, but I'm saying is a lot of people are overemphasizing on the water, like they'll overcool the water down to 180. Right. Yeah, obviously if the engine's cold because of the water, the oil should not be that hot, but that's not always the case. On the Mazda, it could still be cooking the oil and your engine's not overheating. Are you looking at the half empty?
I'm looking at, like,
the glass.
I like to see engines
Properly.
go their full life, their full term.
Well, that didn't. Fuck, 20 years? Are you talking about the marine motor?
Yes.
Alright. 20 years is not full term?
Yeah.
Well, just saying I had to cut Oceanside.
Look how old these engines are.
That's all wide open throttle.
This is what they use for.
Oh my god, the twisted ring?
Yeah.
Wow, the paper clip corner seal.
This is the old school 12A corner seal spring. That's how old these engines are.
Those are 12A?
Yeah. Cocktail cruisers. So
just sit back, get drunk, and just watch the
yeah, and
hops
just
roll
cruise the bay, you know, sipping on your bottle of wine. Everybody was talking him. He told me this whole story that everybody was talking him into changing to big blocks.
Right.
And he said, why? These engines do exactly what they're supposed to do. They both goes fast enough for what they want, and they lasted an incredible amount of time.
You think a big block will last that long?
No. The camshafts wear out.
Right.
That's about the only thing that really wears out on outboard. I mean, inboard outboards.
Gotcha.
Those, you know, inboard outboard engines really don't get any rest. When they're on, they're on. When they're cruising.
Any marine engine doesn't get any rest, only one gear. You could pick the abuse, slow speed, high speed.
These are pretty reliable. They don't fail and leak and shit.
Not that I've experienced. It's going nice and free. One more time. Get it to like the half tap. I have it already. It's gotta be symmetrical. It's gotta be. Feng shui. Feng shui. It's not bad on short notice. Alright, so we've got her.
That we did on Richard's RX8. It ran hot a couple of times recently. And prior to that, he had the plastic, the bottom of the air box, still sitting there, preventing airflow from exiting when the fans were turning. So first step was to remove the plastic of the bottom of the air box. That's when we realized that one of the two fans was not working. So he went ahead and purchased all the goodies, got a real nice aluminum radiator, upgraded silicone hoses, changed every single one of them, changed the thermostat, put a earlier opening, lower temperature thermostat, and we went ahead and modified that by opening a few little holes around the piston, the actual part of the thermostat that open and closes.
The fans on? You hear the fans on? They came on?
Pardon me?
Did the fans come on already, or?
Yeah. Turn it off.
I hear them. There they go.
You'll hear them. Not on startup, but when you turn the engine off, they'll stay on for about 5-10 seconds and shut down once the pressure
drops.
Is below the set point on the sensor.
Does that create, well, now the car is not going to overheat anyway or get hot, so it doesn't matter if the fans don't stay on longer after you shut it down if it's a hot day or something.
No, as long as there's any kind of pressure in the engine, the fans are going to be on. Now, that's funny that you should say that. I've always found this peculiar, that and it used to happen on my third generation all the time. I'm sure you remember yours. You come in, turn the car off, and the fans will stay on for 5 minutes after. After you shut the car down, draining your battery. Well, why the hell would you want your fans on after you shut the car down when it's not generating heat anymore? Actually, what I presume what they were doing, and that, you know what, it's got to be a function of the sensor getting below a certain temperature. But you could argue to say, okay, you know, you're dealing with heat soak and trying to take some of that heat away. Well, you know what? If the engine wasn't running that hot, you wouldn't have heat soak to begin with. Right. So it just, I don't know, man. There's just some things that they do from the factory that just make no sense whatsoever.
That's the sea foam. $180. $178. That's about $150 right now.
Just below the bottom spark plug, 136 degrees. This is true.
Right. Yeah, but before this was 30 degrees higher. You know, it was 210.
Higher than what it is now.
30 degrees higher, yeah.
You know.
Let's take it for a spin and see what type of temperatures we got.
We got 150 on the front cover.
Alright, 181. We're going to take it for a quick spin here. See what it feels like. Wow. What a difference. Have a cool running engine. So the highest it got was 189. Much cooler than before. Dropped another 5 degrees.
And what was it? What was it before?
The highest it went was 189. But I didn't put the AC on it, loaded up really. Feels much peppier too. Cat 2. We're going to put the agency power mid-pipe on it in the future episode. 172, 178 on the top.